everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Tuesday, July 26, 2022. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Hope you're having a wonderful day or had a wonderful day. Glad you tuned with us for Talking Fitchburg. I got a busy show coming up for you. We're going to check back in with our Hy-Vee dietitians and Amy and Aaron here. Amy talking about grilling, some 101 grilling tips, safety, and more. And Amy is here with some picnic safety ideas, healthy eating. So full of good meal ideas, safety tips, and more. I would call that a good show for us coming up today. So we'll have those for you in our Digest and Guest segment. But let's get you some headlines today as we work through this Tuesday evening. And in-person absentee voting hours, that started today. Absentee voting ballot in person will be done here at City Hall, 5520 Lacey Road in our clerk's department. July 26th through August 5th, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Well, it's your time to come in and do your absentee voting. Last day for absentee ballot in the clerk's office is Friday, August 5th from 7:30 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. You also can request a ballot by mail. To request a ballot by mail for your home, please visit myvote.wi.gov. You may be required to submit a photo identification with your application. Please, no selfies. And please visit Bring It to the Ballot. That's bringit.wi.gov for more information on photo identification. 2022 reevaluation open book and board of review all set up for you, and it starts tomorrow. Be right here at City Hall, Wednesday, July 27th through Wednesday, August 10th from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Property owners who have questions regarding their assessments can make open book appointments with the assessor's office staff at City Hall by calling 608-270-4235. Board of Review for the City of Fitchburg, Dane County will meet on the 31st day of August at 9 a.m. Anyone wishing to file an objection must contact the City Clerk's Department to complete and submit the required objection form supplied by the city prior to appearing before the Board of Review. Objections will be scheduled to be heard by the board in the order in which they receive to the Clerk's Department. Got some job openings to tell you about here at the City of Fitchburg. Come join Team Fitchburg. Community Service Officer opened up again. A Library Assistant 2, Adult Services, a new position that just got on board here. Also, we have Police Officer, lateral or entry-level position, a new position, or new to our listing here. Police records for the clerk, for the police department, and their clerk there. Public Works, maintenance worker, utilities, and shelver at the Fitchburg Library. Go to our website, fitchburgwi.gov, to learn more about our job openings. Fun in the Park. Next one is scheduled for this Thursday, July 28th. A fun event for Town of Madison residents to come out and meet city staff who can answer questions about the move into Fitchburg with the upcoming annexation. Representatives from the Fitchburg Library, Senior Center, Recreation Department, and many other departments will be on hand to show some, be available there to offer and answer any questions that you might have. Spanish interpreters will be on site as well. We'll also have free food, games, and some fun activities and other nonprofits there. So stop on by 4:30 to 6:30 at the Southdale Park, 200 Deer Valley Road in the town of Madison. And the free mobile food pantry by Second Harvest will be at the Southdale Park on Thursday, July 28th. All who need food are welcome. No ID needed. Drive-through or walk-up. Volunteer workers will only ask about the number of people in your household. On July 28th, 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. at the Southdale Park, 200 Deer Valley Road in the town of Madison. Monkeypox can spread in different ways. I almost skipped this one. I want to get this in there. I've got a diagram here kind of showing you what these look like on your skin if you happen to come in contact. They spread in many different ways, such as person to person through direct contact with infectious rash, scabs, or body fluids, or respiratory droplets during a prolonged face-to-face contact, or during intimate physical contact. You can learn more about this by going to Department of Health Services, and they'll tell you more on prevention and if you might, or if you think you might have that. All right, now we'll take a break. Coming up next, we're going to talk about grilling 101 and later picnicking. They go together really nice. That's all coming up on this edition of TF.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother ya?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from Hy-Vee, our Hy-Vee expertise, dietitian, and so much more. Amy is back. Amy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jeremy. Thanks. How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful and so excited to talk about grilling, one of my favorite things to do year round. Yep, I'm one of those crazy nuts that's out there in the wintertime still grilling it up. So anytime is good time for grilling, but summer grilling is where it's at. And you have a great lineup today of great ideas, a little bit of safety. We've got it all for you. So first and foremost, when we're thinking about grilling and dieting, coming together, it could be a little bit like, oh, but I want to cook the meats, but I know I should eat better. What do you say to those folks?
Yeah, that's a great point. And I think, as a dietitian, we're always coming at things from the lens of let's keep it balanced, make sure we're getting our fruits and vegetables in. And actually grilling is a great way to do that because there's so many ways you can incorporate fruits and vegetables with those, especially if you're grilling meats, lots of different things you can do. So, some of the things I love to do are making like a fruit salsa, fresh fruit salsa. You can just top right over a piece of grilled like chicken or fish, goes great, even pork. I really like doing things like chimichurri sauce, which is a fresh herb-based sauce. Again, it's going to add that really fresh flavor to that piece of grilled meat. So you can still have your grilled meat as the base and then just kind of find those creative ways to add in your different fruits and vegetables so you're still getting that balanced flavor.
And specifically looking at choosing the meats, because that to me is, I'm always like, all right, what's the protein? Let's line it up. But you can pick some healthy options to grill, and like you said, the options are endless.
Yeah, absolutely. And really from a health standpoint, the main thing what I would recommend when you're choosing that meat is just trying to choose a leaner or lower fat protein. Really, and what that's going to do is just going to help keep the saturated fat down, which is, something that we consider for heart health and just overall health in general. So really, once you kind of have that in mind, you can still pick a huge variety of things, things like chicken breasts, pork chops, fish and seafood are very lean, and even steak. If you like steak, you could go with like a sirloin, or a flank steak or something like that, all are going to be really great lean choices.
And I mean, you could pick on the portion size too. I mean, you don't have to eat the
Yes.
whole steak, but we'll dive into that a different segment on portion control. I have a problem with that one. I do like some other options here. You talk about doing the kebabs. We can't leave out grilling pineapple either. I mean, that is amazing. If you haven't tried that, that's where it's at.
Yes, absolutely. And actually, to your point about portion size, something like a kebab is a great thing to do because it's a way to balance out that portion of meat, just add a little bit more vegetables to that kebab. And, kebabs, you could do bell peppers, tomatoes, you could even do pineapple cubes. You could do lots of different things that way. I like the idea of grilling pineapple rings. Tossing them on the grill is really going to help bring out a little bit different flavor, and then just put them on a burger, use them as a topping as a burger.
I can't say I've ever had pineapple on a burger, but after seeing this today, I am definitely going to try it because I love exotic burgers for sure. All right, let's turn to some food safety tips because, grilling, we've taken it into our hands, I would say, more than not since COVID's hit. We've done a lot more at home, and some people have gotten sick, unfortunately, found out the hard way. But just a couple of things to keep people healthy when we're talking about food safety.
Yes. So, really one thing to keep in mind, especially if you're going to be outside. So, in July in Wisconsin, we're a lot of times north of 90 degrees. So it's important to keep temperature in mind. So really keeping your hot foods hot and keeping your cold foods cold. And so, if you're bringing sides to an outdoor grilling party, thinking things like, a potato salad, a pasta salad, any of that type of thing, really making sure you've got a good, well-insulated cooler, keeping it full of ice so that you're keeping those cold foods cold. And really, if it's, if it's, I'd say higher than 90 degrees, you really don't want your cold food out longer than an hour. So, get everybody served and then get it right back on that ice so you don't have to throw it all out.
I think anytime you think food safety in summer, you automatically go to the potato salad and sitting out in the sun. Like
Yes.
That is like I don't know why, but it is like the one you pick on the most, and for good reason. It's got eggs and it's got you just don't. I can't even imagine. You just don't want those things. And keeping foods hot above what temperature do you recommend? So if you're thinking that buffet style picnic, what's kind of that general rule of thumb? Since most of us probably don't have, thermometer checkers for food necessarily. Maybe you do, but what's that rule of thumb?
Yes. So a good rule of thumb for hot foods is 135. So, if it's not something that you want to necessarily think about, I would say, it's good to get in the habit of putting the food out, serving it and eating it as quickly as possible. So then you're not having to worry so much about keeping things temp. Another thing you could do if you're near power sources, so maybe you're doing it outside at your house and you've got some outdoor outlets, you could put some of your sides in a crock pot to keep them warm. So maybe if you have like baked beans or something like that, put them in a crock pot, that'll help keep that temperature up as well.
Yeah, you don't want to get into the danger zone, and that is a true food safety piece that we've talked about on this show before. You want to stay out of that, or you're going to make a lot of people unhappy with you, including yourself, as you are sicker than you know what. All right, turning to our temperature cooking for the different meats, proteins, so important. It's so tricky too. I mean, it is. I give chefs my true blessing on how well they can cook meats because this guy is still having a hard time without poking that steak like 1,000 times to figure out, did I get it medium well? So in a general space, how do we determine those different temperatures to the meats?
Yes, and really the best way to tell is to use an actual meat thermometer. My husband can attest that I have trained him now to check it. In the beginning, he wouldn't. And I was like, please just temp it. Just please temp it for me. So now he's just in the habit. We have a digital thermometer. It's really easy. It's really the best way to tell, especially if you're not a trained chef, that you don't have all of those skills down. But really, when we're thinking about any kind of poultry, so thinking about grilling those chicken breasts, You want them to 165. If you're doing fish or pork, 145. And then for steak, anywhere from rare, which, some people do like their steak rare, anywhere from 125 all the way up to well done would be considered at that 160. So, kind of a medium steak would be about 140. So those temps, it's just good to double check so that you know that you've got it to that safe temperature.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to be safe too. And one other thing that I've learned from doing these segments is I was one of those folks, and you're going to cringe when you hear this, Amy, but I cut into the meat to see if it was done. And that's not a good thing because you're losing all the flavor.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do that as well, especially with hamburgers. They might cut into that as well just to check the color. I mean, it's not hurting it, but yeah, you're not going to get as high quality of an outcome on that. So yeah, that little digital thermometer is a good investment, especially if you're doing a lot of grilling.
And there's a lot of choices out there, and they have come down in price significantly over the years. So I would invest in it. It's the best thing that I've invested in for at-home cooking. So it's great. All right, Amy, if people want to learn more, find ways to eat better, be healthy, or just have general questions, how can they learn more with Hy-Vee?
Best way to go is go to our website, Hy-Vee.com. And if you do Hy-Vee.com/health, you'll get to the dietitian page where you can find your local dietitian. Hy-Vee.com also has a lot of recipes. So if you're looking for maybe some new recipes to try as you start grilling, I also sent some as well. We can include here for things like grilled meats with different fruit salsas. We have a great recipe for chimichurri that I use all the time. So, be sure to check those out as well if you're looking for some new ideas.
Final question, and this one's an out of the blue one for you. What is your go-to? I'm going to grill this every single summer because I have to. What is Amy's meal?
Go-to meal. So good grilled sirloin with some grilled bell peppers and asparagus. And then even some roasted potatoes. Sometimes we'll throw on the grill as well. That's kind of our go-to. If I've got a lot of time, then I'll make some fresh chimichurri to put on that steak. And it's, very, very balanced, but very delicious.
There you go. You've heard it from the expert. You got some ideas. And yes, we will share the recipes when we get this posted up, so you can check that out as well. Amy, thank you so much for the great tips. Have a good grilling season, and we'll check back in with you real soon.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you.
You bet. Check out Hy-Vee's website for more information and those great recipes. I am looking forward to trying that pineapple on a burger for sure. And that chimichurri, is that how you say it? Chimichurri? I don't want to say it wrong now. Sauce. That sounds really good as well. So check it out, and we'll look forward to having Amy back on the show real soon. Take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today from Hy-Vee, our local dietitian. She's back. First time running solo, too. It's Erin. Erin, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for having me back.
Hi, thanks for coming back. We appreciate it. Could have scared you off the first time, so glad you're here today. And we are talking some fun stuff here, and it's National Picnic Month. And so we thought, we already talked a little bit about grilling with Amy, so we're like, hey, let's put a picnic basket together and head out and give you some good ideas here. So you're full of good, healthy fun. And Wisconsinites like to get outside and enjoy their food, their beer, and everything else in between. So we've got to find some ways to keep it easy and inexpensive. And that's where you can kind of start filling us in on some good ideas.
Yes, absolutely. So going on a picnic is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a way to get the family and friends outside. We have a full day planned with the family, got so much going on, it's busy, it's summer, but maybe we forget to pack a lunch and then we're eating out. So then it's more expensive. And especially these days to feed a whole family, every single day outside, it's a lot. So Picnicking in the summer is a perfect way to mix up the mealtime routine and get a change of scenery. So have a picnic. You can have a picnic almost anywhere, but make sure it's in a safe location. Put a blanket down on the ground or find a picnic table, or even just have one right out in your backyard.
Yeah, not a bad idea. When all else fails, maybe when the kids are being jerks, then you can move it to the backyard. I probably could say that better, but that's the way it stands. All right, making that picnic a balanced meal. What's some ideas there? Because I think I'm more of a let's put the sandwiches, the chips, and let's get the heck out of here. But we want to find some other good nutritious food to put in there as well.
Right. And Amy did a great job last week talking about ways to incorporate fruits and vegetables when grilling. So you want to just make sure your meal is balanced. So you have all your food groups, or as many as possible, right? So we want to try to get, our fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, and dairy, low-fat dairy items in there as well. We're making sure we're refueling our body to stay energized and hydrated during the busy summer.
Keeping it easy. And I love the suggestion in here about making your own Lunchable, because I love buying those for the kids because it's easy. But it's easy to build one of those kits as well. And it includes everything you just talked about for keeping it easy.
Right, exactly. So first, we just want to keep it easy. Prepare as much as you can at home before you're going out or before you're, adventuring for the day. This saves you time and space. And instead of, spending that time prepping when you're at the park, you get to spend that time with your family, make it quality time. So like you said, like a little idea is to make individualized Lunchables for yourself or your family. Especially if you don't have a lot of space, you're not quite sure where you're going to be eating yet. And this is easy. Everyone's got their individual box or baggie, and you might have some crackers, cheese, a little lunch meat, maybe some grapes, and even veggie sticks in there, or a sandwich with some veggie sticks on the side. So it's all right there. It's all individualized. But you could also share things with the family too. Maybe it's a bag of chips. Maybe it's desserts. So get creative. I know, adult Lunchables is such a trend right now, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, don't let the name fool you. It's a smart and a good way to get it all prep work done ahead of time, first off, which is the hardest thing, I think, for Americans, is just working, you work all the time. You don't set enough time aside, but taking care of all of it up front and then letting it play out. No matter if it's at a picnic or going to work, whatever, it just makes things a lot easier. So you said potato salad, and I say food safety, because we've got to stay out of the danger zone. That's a real thing in food safety. So we've got some ways, you've got some ways to make sure that we take safety with our picnic as well.
Exactly. So keep your food cold. So bring an insulated cooler with you with ice or ice packs to keep items cold. Keep the lid on the cooler closed as much as possible to maintain the temperature, proper temperature control, and to keep your food chilled. And that's where we, talk about the danger zone a little bit too. And I know Amy talked about this last week as well. But the danger zone is the temperature zone of between 40 degrees and 140 degrees. And we want to minimize our time within that. So we're keeping, bacteria growth low, and also we don't want that bacteria to thrive. So that's what's happening in that danger zone. So making sure that foods aren't out for longer than 2 hours or 1 hour if it's above 90 degrees. And, keep the food cold, keep it on ice if you can. And just get it back in the refrigerator, or even just toss it after it's been out that long.
Yeah, whenever in doubt, toss it, because it's worth not wrecking the rest of your day or summer because something's coming back up on you, or whatever the case may be. Other things that you definitely don't want to forget as you hit the road here, and the one big one for me is I love the hand sanitizer and wipes, because I got kids, and no matter what happens, it's everywhere.
Yes. Yeah. We don't want to miss those non-food essential items. We talked about the insulated cooler already, keeping those foods nice and cold. You mentioned your hand sanitizer and hand wipes for nice hygiene, because you might not have a bathroom or running water by you. So definitely want to keep that clean. Some other items like your plates, your bowls, napkins, cups, eating utensils, cooking utensils, serving utensils. So remember, if we are grilling, we do not want to use the same utensils for our raw meat and uncooked meat than we do our cooked meat. So making sure that we have multiple utensils for that. And also our trash bags. Bring a trash bag in case your picnic spot doesn't have a trash can, or it seems to be overfilling or full, because we don't want to be that person to put the garbage on the outside of the can and then it flies away. A really good rule of thumb is to pack out what you pack in and leave no trace. So really important rules for hikers. This is very familiar for hikers, but especially just important for everyone being in public outdoor spaces during the summer.
It really is. It's being kind to everybody, including nature, for pack in, pack out, what you take on that picnic. So I think so important. Great tips here, Aaron. If people want to learn more about some great picnic ideas, or even stop in to learn a little bit more about better nutrition, you folks have everything you need to make that happen.
Yes, we do. So we have our Hy-Vee Seasons magazines that you can pick up at your local Hy-Vee. If you want to check that out online, you can go to seasons.hyvee.com. And there is an article this month that's called Posh Picnics. So give you some more creative ideas for an upscale picnic if that's what you're going for. But if you do need some more alternatives for a family member or a friend with allergies or just other health concerns, give me a call or check, schedule a free discovery session with me on the Hy-Vee.health or Hy-Vee.com/health. There we go, online.
You got it. I think, the photo behind you, that's probably the place you want to start with your picnic item. I'm just saying, like, that's a guilty free area there to load up on those things instead of maybe the potato chips, but I digress. Aaron, great tips. Thank you so very much. Have a good rest of the summer, and we'll look forward to more fun tips, food tips, and health tips as well down the road from you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You bet. Again, check out our local Hy-Vee here in Fitchburg. Erin is here in the Madison area, so come on, say hi. Say you've watched the show so she knows that she's got some fans, okay? We want you to stop in and say hi, certainly, and enjoy a picnic. I think it's such a great idea this time of year and all year round. You can picnic in your living room if you want to. All right, we'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
Como padre, todos los días son un desafío y hay que estar ahí presentes. No importa lo cansado que uno esté, hay que estar ahí presentes para ellos. Cuando los niños aprenden algo nuevo, es ese momento mágico y especial, y creo que presenciar ese momento es mi favorito.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg, wrapping up the show for the day. I want to thank Amy from Hy-Vee and Aaron from Hy-Vee, both helping us out. Great dietitians with Hy-Vee, and you can check with Hy-Vee more on how to talk with the dietitians.